So today I would like us to go through modifying tools, and before we continue, let us draw a small polygon using the polyline tool. So let us put the dimensions. So click annotate, then go to this button, select the aligned tool. So you will create text dimension text at the annotation scale of 1 to 1000. This 1 to 1000 is the same as this. So this is a annotation scale. So click OK, then click both the origin and the end, then zoom in so that you place your dimension in the right position. So again, let us click aligned. So now you don't need to click the drop down arrow. You just click this tool because it has changed to aligned. So click it directly, then click the origin and the end, then place your measure, then zoom to your place where your suitable place and place your measurement, the dimensions. So again, let us do the distances. Again, zoom in and place it there. Again, you can right click from your, you can right click, then the computer memory still remembers that the last command you used is dimension aligned. So you can just click repeat dimension aligned, click the origin and the end, so that these are your measurements, the distances. And you should know that there is difference between aligned tool and linear. Let us try to do let us try the linear tool. Click linear, then click this point and the end. You will notice that the distances are uh, are not the same for the aligned when using aligned tool versus when using the linear tool, because the linear tool will assume that you are measuring in a linear manner. Let us activate this tool, then draw a line here. Let us draw another line, create line, another line here at the end. Then let us join them together with a perpendicular line. So this is a perpendicular line I'm talking about. So measure annotate, then linear. Use the linear tool and measure this distance. So this point and that point is 50.25. So the dimension, or rather the linear tool, you will assume that when you click this point, sorry, escape. When you click this point, let me draw a small circle so that you can understand. Let me draw a small circle there and another one here. So the dimension, or rather the linear tool, will assume that when you click this position at the center of this circle and the center of this circle, it assumes that you are measuring in a linear manner. So that's why the distances are not correct. So you will this measurement is not correct, so you do away with it. The correct distance is 50.29. So let us do away with those lines. So that's how you you annotate, or rather you do the distances. You measure the distances. So I think in the last lesson we did the dimension, we did the bearings. So now, the moment you place your cursor on any of the of the text, you will notice that there is the annotation like this, this symbol, the three, I don't know what we can call them, but this is the annotation symbol. The moment you place it on top of of the of the text, you will notice that this text has been this text is annotative. Okay, let us now go to the modifying tools. That will be our lesson today. So in our modifying tools, you will notice that you have move, copy, stretch, rotate, mirror, scale, trim, fillet. You don't I usually don't use this one. You have offset. So let us start with move. To move, so suppose you want to move this line, or rather this polygon, all of it. Let's select all of it. Then you want to move it. So click home, go to move. Then select from your command area. You will notice that it is giving you direction to specify the base point. Let us specify this as the base point. So that's where you will let us make sure the other mode is off, and then this is how you move it. So you are moving it with the base point, with that base point selected. So that's how you move. You can click it again, then go to home, then move again. You can move it from any side. So the moment you are done, you just click, and you are done. So that's how you do the move. So copy, you can select everything you want to copy, then go to home, then copy, then click the base point. That will be our base point. Let me click anywhere on the screen. You notice you can make as many copies as possible while retaining the original one. So let us do away with those ones. So that's how you copy, then rotate. Let us copy. Let's do a copy, and you notice with the Civil 3D you have a shortcut, so you can just from your keyboard, instead of clicking home button and going to copy etc, you can just highlight, then from your keyboard you just copy. Let's see whether you will have a let's use this copy. Then it tells you to specify the base point, so these are shortcut. So that will be enough. Then click escape. We are done. So let us rotate this copy. Highlight it, then from your keyboard, or rather from the home button, you can go straight to rotate, but you can click escape, then highlight everything. So from your keyboard, just type rotate, then click rotate. So it tells you to specify the base point. So which is I don't know whether you call it a pivot or whatever. So the base point, let us use this as the base point. Then you specify the angle. You can specify the angle now that you know about angles and bearings, but you can rotate it in manually. You can rotate it, and when you are done, you just click anywhere on the screen, and it just places itself. So that's how you do the rotation. But you can also, let us try again, rotate. Let us input the angle. Let's do like let me draw in other mode. Let us draw some two crisscrossing lines here. Let us rotate this in by 180 degrees. So this, I assume that this will be around here. Let us undo let us switch off that button. I am expecting that 180 will rotate it to this point. So let us click escape, highlight the polygon, then right click, go to, oh sorry, You can highlight, then from your keyboard just type rotate, select. Let us use this as the base point. Let us rotate let us rotate it in 180 degrees. So 180 then click OK. So 180, that's 180. So we are correct. So that's how you do the rotation. You can use the angle or you can do it manually. So we are done with the rotation. So let's go to mirror. So suppose you want, for example, let me show you by example. Let us draw a small polygon here in other mode. Oh, no, not in other mode. Let's draw a small polygon here. Suppose there is a rod between this parcel and the other one. Suppose this is a rod. And there is another identical. Suppose there is another identical parcel of land. Identical in measurement, I mean. Identical. 100% identical. Suppose you want to draw something 100% identical to the original one, but facing the opposite direction. That's how you use. So this is almost identical to this one. It's not accurate, but it's almost identical. So in order to draw this, the AutoCAD, in order to draw something identical, the AutoCAD or Civil 3D have this tool called mirror. So let us mirror. Let us draw something. Let's draw a parcel, or rather a shape in using the polyline. So I want another polyline here, which is identical but facing the opposite direction. So select the object. So go to mirror. It tells you to specify the first point of the mirror. So my mirror, I will assume that my mirror is from this point to this point. So that's where the mirror line is. So let me select the first point of the mirror, then the second point of the mirror is here. So the moment I'm done, it tells you to erase the source object. You can see this dialog. Erase source object. No. Click no. So it creates two identical polygons. So click escape. You are done. So let us create the identical polygon. Let us do away with this point. Let's create a identical polygon below this line. Below this line. Let this line be our mirror line. So our mirror line will be from this point to this point. So our polygon will be below here, the identical polygon to this one. So select the polygon, everything. Let us select everything. Then go to home button, click the mirror button. It tells you to specify the mirror. So let the mirror be here and this point. The moment you are done, it tells you to erase the source object no or yes, depending on what you want. So that is how you do the mirror. So to scale, it means maybe to increase the size of the object or decrease it using a scale ratio. So let us select a polygon. Let's move it. Move this object. Select the object. Okay. Select the base point. I want us to scale. Increase the size of this. Let's first of all do the distances so that we can see how the distances will change. Then repeat. It is always good to use the shortcuts. Human is always trying to find shortcuts to make work easier. So let's select this polygon. Then from your keyboard, you can just type scale rather than clicking many buttons. Then scale. It tells you to specify the base point. Base point, base point, base point. So this is base point. I would like to scale this. So the scale factor, I want to increase the size of this polygon into by 2, to multiply the polygon by 2. So the scale factor will be 2. So just enter 2. So you can see from the dialog 2, then hit enter button from your keyboard. So you have increased the size of this polygon by 2. So, or even the distances, because they have been multiplied by 2. So let us decrease the size of this polygon by half, so that it can go to the original the original size. Oh, half is 0.5. Hit enter. So that's how you do the scaling. So home button again. So scale. So let us draw the trim, and there is another very important tool called extend. Then we have fillet and chamfer. So in order to trim, you can see the scissors symbol. It basically means cutting. So let's draw a line here from this point going through this parcel of land. So this line, we want to do away with this line from this point to this point. So we need to trim it. So select everything that you need to trim, everything. So including all the lines around that area. So select everything. Then from your keyboard, just type trim. So the trim tool will appear. So I want to trim this line. I want to trim this line. I want to trim this line, and I want to trim that line. So that's how you do the trimming. So suppose you want to extend maybe this line. Let us move it. You just click the end of you select the line, then you move it by clicking the blue dots. Suppose you want this line to extend to this line. How do you do it? So you select all the lines around. So you select the neighboring. You can select everything, or just select the lines of interest. So the 2 lines, you select the 2 lines, then you click the drop down arrow, extend. Which line do you want to extend? So the dialog is telling you to select object to extend. So I want to extend this one. So it will automatically extend to this point. So click escape button. So now that's how you do the trim and extend. So let me see whether I can I want to show you the fillet and chamfer. So let's look at this survey plan. Oh, okay. I would like us to see the following. You can see that this is a road, and this is a road. There is this this is what you call the truncation. So that's what you call the truncation. So I would like us to use a fillet and chamfer tool to create some truncation. Basically, when you have a parcel of land, let me draw a parcel of land. Basically, when you have a parcel of land, and before we do the fillet and chamfer, let us do the offset. Offset means let's see what the offset means. Offset creates concentric circles, parallel lines, and parallel curves. Let's see it practically. Suppose you want another line which is identical and parallel to a line which is identical to this one and parallel to this one. So you want a line that is this line should be parallel to this one. let us do away with that line. So this is how you do it. You select the first line, then you go to offset. It tells you to specify the distance. So I want a distance of around, so suppose it's a rod. A rod should be around 9 meters and above. So enter the distance to be. The distance is 9. Then hit enter. Then it tells you to specify the side of the offset. I want the rod to be on this side or this side. So I select this side. Then I hit escape button. Then select the lines, all the lines around that point, then extend. So I just click extend, then extend that line to there, to that point. Then I would like to trim this line. So I just go to trim. Then trim that one and that one. So suppose that's so that's how you do the offset. You just click the line you want to offset, then you click the offset tool, then specify the distance. Let us do the distance by around 12. So click enter. So the distance, let's place it above. So that's then click escape. So that's how you do the offset. So you can also offset a shape like this one. So let us offset this line by 20 meters. So select the line. It is selected. So offset tool, then 20, then hit enter. Then the direction, maybe this side or wherever side you want. So that's how you do the offset. So suppose you have a parcel of land. It's a polygon. Let us draw a line at this point and the other point and the other point. So this is a polygon. This is a polygon, a closed polygon, but you have some lines. I have drawn some lines on top of that. So let us offset these lines by around 9 meters. So 9, then hit enter. Then you have, then you can see it tells you to also, now that the offset, or rather the offset tool is still active, offset, select the object to offset. So just click this line and offset again. Then when you are done with offsetting, click escape. So let us do away with the lines. So this is a parcel of land. There is a road in this point and another road here. So in order to join these two lines, you need to have a tool. So you call it, is it CHAMFER or fillet? So let's see which one will work. So select both the lines. So go to fillet and CHAMFER. So let's go to fillet. It tells you to select the first object, then select the second object. It just joins them automatically. Now that's how you do the fillet. It just joins two lines. Suppose you have a line here and another line facing that direction. Suppose you want to join them together at this point. So you just go to fillet, click fillet, select the first object and the second object. So this line will go in this direction and the other one will go in this direction and they will intersect. So that you do the fillet. So the CHAMFER is somehow complicated. CHAMFER is used to create these, what do we call it? Truncation. We call it truncation. It allows it is used to allow turning of vehicles around a corner. So most of the corners you always find truncation. Suppose mostly for a 9-meter road, this 9 and this 9, you usually have 3 meters this side and 3 meters the other side. This is how you do it. You just create a circle from the center of the intersection, 3 meters, then hit enter. So from this point to this point is 3 meters, and from this point to this point is 3 meters. Then from this point to this point will be around 4.2. So you just join them, you create a line, then join this point and that point, then hit enter, then remove this circle. You erase it because you don't need it. Then you highlight the polygon, then from your keyboard click trim. You cut this line and you cut that line. Sorry, there will be an issue here because you need first of all to see whether these lines are intersecting. They are okay. So select those lines and trim them. Let's see. So I don't know why. Let's draw another line up on top of this one. Let us now do away. Let's explode this polygon so that's the lines are individual. So from select the polygon, then explode from your keyboard. Just type explode. We have just done. They are now individual lines. Don't know why. So let us just stretch it a little bit, then highlight them and then trim. Highlight everything, then trim this line. So then hit escape. This is how you do the chamfer. So let's note this design should be around 4.2 something. Yeah. So from, I suppose that from this line, from this point to this point, that will be 3, and this point to this point 3, then this point to this point around 4.28. So now let us delete this one and draw another line here. Suppose you have another rod in this point. Let us first of all use the fillet tool to join this line and this one. Fillet, select that one and that one. So now you need to have shortcuts, and you have a tool to do the chamfer. You don't need to do it manually like the way we have done at this point. Let's do it manually for the last time. Suppose you also have a line here. Let's just join them manually. So I would like us to do the truncation at this point. So select the circle, then 3 meters, hit enter, then draw a line from this point to the other, then do away with the circle, then highlight, then trim from your keyboard. Type trim this line and the other one. So one disappears. I don't know why it is always disappearing. Let me undo. So let's extend these lines outwards. So how do we do the extend? So we can just draw a line there, then click this line, the other one, then from your keyboard extend. This is the manual way. So let us extend those lines. So do away with these lines, highlight everything, then trim. So trim, then let us trim that line. It disappears. I don't know why it disappears. Let us undo. So let us let us draw another line on top of this line. So let us now highlight everything and trim. Trim those lines, trim all of them. So that's how you do the truncation using the manual method. But now let us do it using the chamfer tool. So you just click chamfer tool. It tells you to select. You just read. You just just check the command area. You can so CHAMFER, select the first line. So the first line is this one. So it tells you to select the second line or shift select to apply the corner. So for me, I usually select the first line, then click distance. So I would like to offset, or rather to do CHAMFER using the distance. So which distance? Around 3. So my distance will be 3. So you can, it tells you to specify the first CHAMFER distance 3. Then hit enter. So it tells you to select the second CHAMFER distance. My second CHAMFER distance is 3. Again, 3. Then hit enter. Tells you to specify the second line. My second line is this one. So it just creates a good truncation so for you. So let us do again. Let's do a truncation for this point. Let us do, I would like us to have 4 meters this side, 4 meters for enter. 4 meters, let me draw a guide. So my 4 meters, what I mean by 4 meters, I would like us to have 4 meters from the intersection of the lines. Then I would like us to have 5 meters from the other. So a circle will help you to draw to specify the distance. So 5 meters, then hit enter. So the other 5 meters will be up to this point. Then do away with the circle. So these are just guide. So my 5 meters will be from the center, the intersection to this point. So let us do the truncation using the CHAMFER tool. So select the first line. Just look carefully at the dialog. It tells you to you can just read from this point, CHAMFER. So we have activated the CHAMFER. It tells you to specify the first line. So my first line is this one. It tells you to select the second line. But for me, I will jump straight to specifying the first distance, which is 4. So I click this point, or rather I select using the distance. So select distance. So my first distance is 4. So enter 4. Then hit enter. It tells you to specify the second CHAMFER distance, which is 5. So hit select 5 from your keyboard, then hit enter. Then it tells you to specify the second line. So my second line is this one. Automatically it creates a CHAMFER truncation using the specified distances. So I think we are done with modifying tools. The other, you have erase. You can erase these you can select the erase tool, then select the object, erase that one, and that one, and then hit enter. You select the object and then hit enter. So we are done with the modifying tools.